When I swung open the front door of my home that fateful afternoon, the last thing I expected was to find my own daughter standing there, her eyes burning with intense anger. Vanessa was positioned right in the center of the living room, her arms tightly folded across her chest, her expression twisted in utter distress. Beside her, my son-in-law Stanley paced restlessly back and forth, resembling a wild beast trapped in confinement, his cell phone clutched firmly in his grip, while the veins on his neck protruded prominently from his fury. They didn't even give me a chance to shut the door behind me before launching into their outburst. "You must be out of your mind," Vanessa shrieked, advancing toward me with rapid, enraged steps. My husband nearly suffered a heart attack right there at the ATM machine. Her accusations echoed through the room, infused with a familiar bitterness that once would have wounded me deeply. But on this occasion, it barely registered. Stanley moved in closer, thrusting his phone directly in front of my face. "Where's the money, Rose? What have you done with it? The account is completely drained, not a penny left." His tone was a frantic bellow, as though he had been robbed of something rightfully his. Yet that money was entirely mine, my Social Security benefits, earned through 42 grueling years at the textile factory, rising before sunrise each day, enduring chronic pain in my back and knees. I set my purse down on the entryway table with a surprising sense of composure. "I've updated my banking details," I declared steadily, meeting both of their gazes without flinching. "From now on, my Social Security deposits go straight to a new card that only I have access to." The ensuing quiet was overwhelming. Like the calm before an inevitable storm, Vanessa's mouth fell open, but no words emerged. Stanley's complexion shifted from flushed crimson to a pallid white, frozen in shock. It felt like time itself had paused in that tense moment, building toward the outburst we all anticipated but couldn't prevent. What did you just say?" Vanessa stuttered, pressing a hand to her chest in disbelief. "Mom, you can't do that to us. We rely on that money. We have bills to pay, debts to settle." "Debts?" I echoed, a resolve strengthening within me like forged metal. "Do you mean the new truck Stanley bought? Or that trip to Miami you took last month? Or perhaps the massive 70-inch television you splurged on just the other week?" Stanley advanced a step, jabbing an accusatory finger in my direction. "You live under our roof. You eat our food. The least you can do is pitch in." His words were hurled with undisguised disdain. A sardonic chuckle escaped my lips. "Our roof? How convenient that you refer to it that way now, when the deed still bears my late husband's name and mine. This home, which we had painstakingly acquired, brick by brick through years of hardship and sacrifice, had somehow become theirs and his mind. This is my house, Stanley," I asserted in a tone that felt firm and wavering and confident. "You two moved in here 3 years ago, remember, after you got evicted from your apartment for failing to pay rent." Vanessa gasped as if I'd struck her physically. "I can't believe you're speaking to me this way. I'm your daughter, your only child. After all we've done for you, this is your repayment." Tears streamed down her face, but they were fueled by frustration rather than sorrow. I recognized them from countless times she'd been denied her desires. "All you've done for me," I responded, my words laced with an unintended chill. "Pray tell, Vanessa, what exactly have you done?" She faltered, grasping for justifications. We provide you with shelter. We look after you. Look after me." I cut in. years of pent-up resentment bursting forth like a breached dam. You mean waking me at dawn to prepare breakfast? Forcing me to launder your clothes, press Stanley's shirts, scrub the filthy bathroom you leave behind. That's your idea of care. Stanley slammed his fist against the wall, causing our 45-year-old wedding photos to shudder. You're an ungrateful, self-centered old lady. Without us, you'd be wasting away in some decrepit nursing home. 6 months prior, such insults would have shattered me. But after enduring endless degradation, silent tears in my bedroom while they reveled in the living room, squandering my $1,500 monthly stipend on frivolities hit, Barb's glanced off harmlessly. Perhaps you're correct, I conceded, retrieving my purse once more. Maybe I am a self-centered old woman, but this one has just reclaimed her independence. Vanessa collapsed onto the couch, the very one I'd funded when theirs failed, her hands shaking as she buried her face in them. You can't do this to us, Mom, please. Stanley requires medical care. We have obligations. I'm ruining you, I reiterated deliberately, allowing the irony to linger in the stifling atmosphere. How fitting. For 3 years, you've subsisted on my Social Security every cent I toiled for through sweat and suffering. Now that I reclaim it, I'm the villain. Stanley edged nearer again, but his eyes now betrayed not just wrath, but genuine dread, the fear of losing his effortless cash flow. Rose, let's be sensible, he urged, attempting to moderate his voice, though it rang false. We can negotiate. No need for such extremes. I regarded this man who'd entered our lives 7 years earlier with charisma and vows to cherish my daughter, now viewing me solely as an exploitable asset. The only negotiation, I stated, ascending the stairs to my room, is that my funds are mine alone from today onward. If that displeases you, the door is right there. You know how to use it. I abandoned them in stunned silence amid the crumbling ruins of their schemes. Each stair I climbed lightened the burden on my shoulders. At 69, I'd finally grasped that love isn't transactional. True kin don't exploit, and reclaiming one's honor is timeless. From below, Vanessa's sobs and Stanley's muttered oaths reached me. But for the first time in years, they didn't pierce my soul, they merely reinforced my resolve. That morning at the bank, uttering those transformative words, I wish to alter my banking details. I require a new card inaccessible to others, had set everything in motion. It all traced back 3 years to my husband Robert's funeral. The scent of white carnations mingled with neighbor brood. Coffee lingered in my memory. Vanessa had gripped my hand as his casket lowered, entombing 45 years of joy, quiet mornings, petty quarrels, and tender makeups. Robert succumbed to a sudden heart attack while tending his beloved roses. He collapsed instantly, painlessly, they said, but my agony was profound. The initial months in our vacant home were torturous. Every nook echoed his absence. His mug in the cupboard, slippers by the bed, toothbrush I couldn't discard for half a year. I'd awaken expecting him in the kitchen with the paper, only to be crushed anew. Vanessa visited frequently at first. You can't remain here solo, Mom, she'd insist, perched on the couch where we'd shared films. Stay with us temporarily, until you're stronger. Stanley nodded, his then-seeming sincere grin conveying concern. I resisted for weeks. This house was my haven, steeped in recollections. Yet isolation gnawed at me, nights interminable, silence tangible. I relented. Just briefly, I assured. Packing essentials, attire, photos, the green shawl from our 20th anniversary, Locking the door choked me, but I vowed a swift return. How foolish I was. Early months at their place were tolerable. Vanessa clerked at a downtown shop. Stanley purportedly job hunted post-layoff from insurance. I assisted domestically cooking, cleaning, feeling purposeful amid healing. Subtle shifts ensued. Stanley borrowed $200 for a job aiding course, promising repayment never fulfilled. Vanessa sought $300 for card debt, citing emergency. Initially, I minded little. They were kin, my soul family. Robert preached family primacy, money's transience, blood's eternity. Adhered devoutly. Then Stanley proposed, Rose, it'd simplify if your social security deposited into our account for household management. You'd fret less. We'd handle all, Vanessa concurred eagerly. Yes, Mommy's. You're not numeral savvy. Dad managed finances. We'll do likewise. Their rationale, cloaked in care, swayed me. I authorized blindly, granting card access, surrendering $1,500 monthly, unquestioningly. After all, under their roof, consuming their provisions, it seemed equitable. The metamorphosis was insidious, unnoticed until Stanley devolved from kin to taskmaster. Rushed breakfasts, re-urined shirts, recleaned baths. Vanessa ceased inquiring my well-being. Discourse narrowed to tasks, errands, meals. I'd faded into a utilitarian specter, funding silently. Weekends, they'd dine lavishly sans invitation, too noisy for your age. Mom, rest. I'd subsist on scraps in my rear quarters, viewing TV alone. A misplaced jewelry receipt, $1,200, for Vanessa's necklace unveiled truths, while I scrimped on basics like books or treats. Denying arthritis meds to avoid burdening, they luxuriated via my funds. Scrutiny revealed outings, wardrobe in Stanley's saved for sports card despite unemployment. My stipend fueled unaffordable extravagance. Confronting Vanessa during dishes. Darling, perhaps I should return home. Times passed since Dad. Trembling, she rebuffed. Silly mom, that house is run down. Alone, at your age. Falls, illness. You're secure here. Her tone calculated, void of affection. That night, sobs muffled in pillows. I yearned for Robert's defense. Alone, I confronted my daughter's exploitation. Erst infant, bandaged child, consoled teen now, draining me emotionlessly. Yet, hope clung. Temporary phase, love's resurgence. I deceived myself daily, swallowing shame. Alternative meant admitting to a lost husband and daughter. Deterioration accelerated. Stanley lounged till noon, ingesting thankless breakfasts, idling on sports, gaming. Vanessa returned, shunning dinner aid for friend calls on vacations. Friday, post their outing, trash yielded statement. 2,800 $1,500 plus credits, staring ceiling bound in narrow bed. Resolve formed, probe finances. Amass proof, reclaim control. Dawn, coffee brewed, table set, eggs, toast, prepped on autopilot, plan brewing. Bank today for Dad's pending accounts, I announced. Stanley alarmed. Why? I'll go. Vanessa offered accompaniment post-work. Insisting solo, I departed amid protests. Bus ride heart pounded. Truths loomed. Banks Brenda greeted kindly. Full 3-year transactions, deposits, withdrawals. Printer churned 50 pages. Reviewing their heart iced. $60,000 plus squandered eateries, jewels, trips, petty bar, beauty cloth. Tabs stung worst my threadbare dresses versus their finery. Tears unnoticed. Brenda offered water. Change details. New solo card account. Eyes comprehending scene before. Yes, now, ID forms. Hour later, new account, card en route. Next, deposit secure. Extra statement copies 3 sets. Prepared for fallout. Exiting, sun brighter or vision cleared. Fog lifted, ugly truth liberating. Home, Vanessa worked, Stanley snored. Papers hid suit. Room surveyed, peeling walls, alley view. Cramped closet not guests. Servants, 5 days till card. Change imminent. Days dragged. Mail watch, normalcy feigned. Suspicions, evade. 3rd day. Stanley noted oddity. Weird lately. Tired age shoulders slumped. Voice frail role mastered. Days more bearable. Vanessa's bags. Iron lavender dress dinner. Why not yourself? Slipped, retracted hastily. After dishes, wait essential. 4th, cleaning their room. Envelopes bide $15,000 credit debt. Charges, trips, TV, furniture debts, mounting, my funds patching. Footsteps. Replaced hastily. Stanley suspicious. What here? Thursday, cleaning. Close call. 5th, card arrive solo envelope. Energy surged. Alone, mailbox dashed. Silver card gleamed. Freedom. Activated, pin changed. Confirmed. Relief floored me. 2 days. Deposit new, old empty confrontation. Night. Vanessa grumpy boutique woes. Dinner. Chicken mash. Stanley beer scented. Complained dry chicken. Cook yourself tomorrow. Silence stunned. What? Heard. Upstairs. Leaving shock. Card admired. Reflection wrinkled, gray. Worked hands me, stepping free. Hid anew, weekend tense. Minimal talk, separate meals. My fridge shelf labeled rose, boundaries set. 3rd post-confront. Vanessa sobbed upstairs. Instinct urged comfort. Resolve held yielding regression. 4th, Stanley talked contritely. Out-of-hand family, resolve civilly. Civil, rent, contribute, or leave. $800. Excessive bargain here. Adjust cell TV, cancel streams. Dine in like Robert I. House paying. Jaw clenched. Vanessa upset. Cries you reject, unloving. Knives twisted. Held. Love does not equal destruction. Responsibility does not equal hate. Stood abruptly. Impossible. Robert endured you. Left trembling. Night knock. Mom. Vanessa entered, wringing hands, eyes puffy. Apologize. Tears flowed. Wanted belief. Doubt lingered averted gaze. Tone, off. Sorry for wrong or consequences. Sob, matters. Sorry enough. No pattern. Wrong, cry, apologize, repeat. Change needed. What want? Change. Stanley Job. Debt responsibility. Treat person not ATM. Contribute adults if stay. Too much overnight. 3 weeks. Job. Budget. Decide. Kick daughter street. Afford $800. Find cheaper. Know my funds. Stared stranger like. Unrecognize you. Right not servant. Should be from start dad wanted. Left slamming. Tears flowed. Harder imagined. Recalled statements. Silent cries. Invisibility couldn't yield. Morning. Doorbell young woman. Warm smile. Grandma. Carolyn granddaughter. Vanessa's pre-Stanley child. Distant 5 years studying. Here, entered. Sat. Talk mom, unaware. Heart raced. Wrong. Deep breath. Aunt Brenda building friend said unvisited 3 years. Worried. Investigated. Concern. Happening. Broke. Detailed all humiliations. Thefts. Listened. Hands squeezed. Tears. Knew wrong mom excused queries. Busy. Tired. Unwanting. Believed protecting. Never tired you. Vanessa East. You'd see. Nodded. Doubted. Stanley money obsessed. Paused. Borrowed. $200. 2 years or gave. Unreturned. Reminded. Angry. Called selfish. Distanced. Mom allowed. Absorbed. Vanessa descended. Unnoticed. Caroline here. Stood. See, grandma should have sooner. Told fine why no call. Brenda, unvisited house. Unanswered calls. Excuses. Paleness. Protecting grief. Space. Space. Or hide treatment. Voice rose. Mean. Everything. Money made. Account emptying. Looked betrayed. Told turn against. You did. Truth told. Stanley pajama-clad fuss. Saw Caroline. You. Yes, kept away family. Condescending. Adult matter not understand. Confused grandma. Interjected. Not confused statements proof. Fetched copies. Read. Reviewed. Eyes widened. Jaw tightened. Hands shook. Finished. $60,000 3 years. How, mom? Raised alone postfather. 2 jobs education repay thus. Tears, debts, problems wanted help. Manipulated access. Charges, luxuries, grandma worn clothes. Intervention. Adult, don't involve fury. Elder abuse. Silence heavy. Panicked glances. No police family misunderstanding. Internal sarcasm resolving how. Grandma. Pack my apartment. Protest. Can't take her house. Exactly hers. Decides. Stays. Goes. Eyes on me. Weight pressed. Caroline write my house. Roberts raised Vanessa. Time mine again. Whispered. Don't. Month. End. Rent. Contribute or leave no income. Source. Step clenched. Caroline interposed. Don't police now. Backed hatred. Your fault brat business. Destroyed family. Know you. Worth dollars not person. Pain opportunity. Sofa collapse. Sobs. Comfort urge. Stronger held. Arm. Pack some stay me weak. Decide. Know my house. They leave proud smile. Right last look. 2 weeks. Jobs. Budget. Decide stay conditions. Or pack. Ascended with Carolyn. Burdens lifting. Future uncertain repair possible. But forward walked. Surviving no more. Room helped organize. Proud hardest necessary. 6 months later. Terrace. Coffee. Sunrise. Garden bloomed replanted Robert's roses. Aroma life-affirming post-loss. They left 2 weeks post-ultimatum no rent. Jobs. Midnight packed. Note. Happy alone. No sign. Farewell bitter. Initial silence. Eerie house fast. Awakened. Expecting voices transformed peace. Enjoyed leisurely mornings. Uncriticized meals. Undemanded afternoons. Caroline weekend visits. Cooked movies. Chats her design job. Studio dreams. My youth tales. Grandparents. Pre-loss life. Brenda re-entered in grudging teary embrace. Missed. Knew wrong helpant. No. Hands. Sacrifice. Love dignity cost self destruction. Double quotes. Rediscovered self. Book club. Watercolor classes. Simple. Vitalizing. Funds managed. Bills. Quality food. Luxuries books. flowers. Savings grew. 2 months post. Vanessa text $5,000 emergency. No greeting query demand. Night thought. No emergency. Social services friends. Funds unavailable. Instant venom. New selfish. Dad see become. Blocked not anger. Protection. Hug. Right mom rock bottom. Change. Helping delays. Fix relationship. Small. Maybe recognizes damage. Not empty of years or never. Lived uncertainty. Hard days. Park mother's daughter's pang. Brenda calls wonder. But house mine. Chosen things. Account growing. Imperfect paintings love made right decision. Spring afternoon. Roses watering knock. Vanessa thinner circles. Simple worn clothes. Hi mom, cold. Canon. Talk, promise, no ask. Tears genuine and like, manipulative. Entered, sofa spaced. Stanley, I separated 2 months. More debts. Lost apartment. Friend living, second job. Paying silence, waited no solutions. No money, ask right everything. Used, horribly treated. Grief advantage turned not to. Dignity took tears free. Sorry, God sorry. Why now? Rock bottom lost all. Understood did when say me, eyes Stanley not. Used, discarded, invisible finally understood. Silence long. Urge, hug, forgive. Wiser, forgiveness greater than words. But beginning. Need change, see, time heal. No, not solution problems. Nod, understand no, forgive today. Just no get work better. Not you, me. 2 hours. Painful, honest, raw. My feelings 3 years. Her fears, weaknesses, justifying. No instant friends. Hugs, promises, fixed but start. Left, terrace, cold coffee. Sunset orange, pink. Roses swayed. Change unknown true. Pattern. But I changed. Voice worth right exist. None means. 69 learned. Self-love does not equal selfishness. Boundaries does not equal cruelty. No equals survival, not meanness. Window reflection. Wrinkles honest, gray undyed eyes. Cried now shown freedom. Robert Wynn whisper. Did stud memory voice. Proud. Love, entered home, closed door, smiled. No permission live, no apologize exist. Simply if you're watching this video, please give it a like. Subscribe to Instant Revenge. And share in the comments where you're hearing this story from. I'd love to know how far it's traveled.